So for breakfast, I wanted some kind of like miso soup situation just because it's really cold actually in Florida, which cold is like 40 degrees. But I don't have any tofu, so we're just going to use some noodles. These are medium rice sticks. I've just got them soaking over here in a bowl, and we're going to go ahead and get the broth base going while these are still soaking. So let's go and get started on that. So with these ingredients, you don't want to boil them, you just want them to come to a simmer. So we're going to be using some miso paste, and this is just white miso. And I'm going to also use a little bit of kombu for some more like depth of flavor. We're also going to use some dried shiitake mushrooms in here. We're going to be putting some nori and green onions as well. But first we just need some water. I'm going to start with just 3 cups of water. I'm just making enough for myself. And we're going to put this on about medium heat. Like I said, you don't want it to actually boil. We're going to be using some shiitake mushrooms. Just gonna put that in there. Again, this is just for me, so not a ton. We're gonna take a little bit of kombu, which is seaweed. We're not gonna eat this. You don't really, I mean, I guess you could eat the kombu, but I'm just gonna take like half a little sheet here and just put that in there. You want that in big chunks because you're gonna be taking it out. Now miso, of course, is very high in sodium, so you just kind of want to be careful not to go overboard. So I'm going to start with just over like a tablespoon of miso for this one soup. And you're just going to stir this around and it should dissolve nicely. And so we're just going to let that come to a nice simmer. I'm feeling like I want a little bit of extra flavor, so I'm just going to add a little bit of this better than bouillon, no chicken base. And not a lot because this is also relatively high in sodium, so we're just going to add a little bit in there, and that's just going to bump up the flavors. Now you can boil your noodles separately or just cook them nice and slow in this broth. And since they've been soaking, that's just what I'm going to do. It really won't take hardly anything to cook these noodles. This is a low calorie broth obviously, so we'll just go ahead and add all these noodles. And we're just going to let this cook, not coming to a boil, for just a few minutes till the noodles are completely nice and soft and cooked through. Okay, and when the noodles are almost completely done and cooked through, I'm gonna cut in some nori. You can just crumple it in. You can use a different kind of seaweed, whatever. I'm gonna use about half a sheet here. Okay, so I'm about ready to serve this, so I'm just going to pull out these pieces of kombu and throw those away. And I did give this a taste. I think it could use a little bit more miso. So that's what we're gonna do. Just a smidge, and I've got the heat off now too. So miso is a fermented paste, so you don't want to boil it because then you're losing all of that those good microbes in there. So this is the completed meal. We've got the soup, and then I'm just serving it with some spring mix with a carrot ginger dressing. I will be sharing that on this channel soon. Okay, so for lunch we are going to make a little bit of sushi, just like super quickly. So I've got some leftover rice. This is still cold. It's just from last night. I'm gonna add a little rice vinegar. By a little, I mean a lot, because I like my rice kind of tangy, honestly. We're gonna add a little salt, and then we're just gonna mix this in. And usually I would use a bamboo mat, but I don't even feel like doing that today, so I'm not gonna do that. Sparkling water action. We're gonna do some cucumbers, and these are like little baby Persian cucumbers. I love these. They're my favorite, so I'm just gonna cut them into some sticks. They don't have to be super thin. And then I've got some mango that I used for a sushi bowl yesterday, so we're gonna use some more of it right now. If you hear something in the background, it's my washing machine. love mango. I'm gonna leave the rest of this in the bag for later. If you haven't put mango in sushi, you should try it. A lot of places top it with mango, but I just put mine right on in there. Okay, so just a little bit of mango. I'm not making but like maybe 2 rolls. I have the tiniest bit of avocado, and I feel like I'm gonna need more, but I don't have a ripe avocado. So we're just gonna use this tiny little sliver that I have and make it last for the rolls. Oh well. It's better than none. Just gonna get all that out. Okay, avocado. I have a mat, like I said, but I have to like get it out, so we're not even gonna use the mat. So what you're gonna do is just put your nori down. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see this. Put your nori down. And then, like I said, sushi rice is better because it's stickier, especially if you're gonna do the rice on the outside, which is the way I used to make it, but this is just so much easier. So yeah, this doesn't stick together very well, but that's okay, especially if it's cold like this. I like quite a bit of rice on mine, if you can't tell. And this is just for me. It's not like meant to be pretty. If I'm really trying, I'll use warm sushi rice and make it really pretty, but I'm really just hungry, so I just want this to come together really quickly. I'm just gonna put that to the edges. Fantastic. We're gonna put in some cucumber, mango, and like a tiny bit of avocado, because that's all we got to work with here. That's good. Now we're gonna just roll it up. Oh, yep, and I overfilled this with rice. For sure. That's good though. Get that rice and use in the next one. Okay, so I'm just gonna do these in big pieces, actually, like big kind of chunks here. Mango, yum. My sad little rolls. Usually I make my sushi much better. But there we go. And then we're just gonna have some soy sauce. On the side for dipping. And that's lunch. For a snack, I'm just having a bag of this Boom Chick Pop kettle corn, and that's it. Okay, so for my final meal today, I'm gonna have a chili, like baked potato, and I've got a little bit of vegan sour cream. This chili recipe is in another video. We're just going to put the potato, and I'm a savage, so I'm just gonna use my hands to kind of open it up. This is a pre-cooked potato, so it doesn't require being cooked. And then we're just gonna add some chili. This is super high in protein. You could of course have like a salad on the side or some broccoli or something. Just gonna put a little chili on it, and we're gonna heat this up real quick. And then this is cashew sour cream. The recipe will be out soon. But yeah, we're just gonna a little bit of that on top. If you have vegan cheese, you could do that too if you like. But I'm just gonna go with some cashew sour cream. And that is everything.